Hiya, I'm back again in the Economy Safe series, and today I'm going to be talking about your relationship with you, because we often focus in on the other situations in our lives and the relationships we have in our lives when we're looking at to see what is impacting our life. But one of the things that we often miss is our relationship with ourselves and the impact that that can have on our life and our safety and our health and our personal growth as well. Because often it can be us and our beliefs and our relationship with ourselves that can hinder our growth and our moving forward in life. So today I wanted to focus on us taking a look at our own relationship with ourselves. And as usual in this series, I'm going to be giving us some homework to do, fun bit of homework hopefully. Learning should be fun, and when it is fun, and we make it fun, we tend to learn an awful lot more. So that's a little key tool you can use there when you're doing your own personal development work. And the homework for this week is shining a light on your own relationship with you. So make it as fun as possible if you can. But this week, it's going to be a good idea, if you want to do a little bit of homework with yourself, to shine the light on your own relationship with you. Go within, spend some time, quality time with yourself, possibly in meditation, and have a little look at your relationship with yourself. Often we can become disconnected from ourselves sometimes, not aware of what we're really feeling, not really aware of what we truly want in life and whether we're doing that. And all sorts of things can come up when we do this work, which is the work I call inner chamber work. So that's the homework for this week. Shine a light on your own relationship with you and see what you come up with. You can even make some notes in your journal so that you can keep, and you can reflect on that and see if there are any changes need to be made. Just a bit of fun, but often these exercises can bring up quite a lot of revelation for us. So one of the things I wanted to mention today was just to highlight how we compromise our own life, how we get in our own way, in other words, and get really real with ourselves. And when we get to do this type of work, it's helpful to do it in a very loving and compassionate manner with ourselves, because when we're not loving and compassionate with ourselves, we can tend to then have some resistance to doing any of this work, because it doesn't feel good when we're not being compassionate and loving with ourselves. And it doesn't feel good when other people are not being compassionate and loving either. So when we do any exercise with ourselves from a place of love, it's often much more beneficial for us. So just look at how we can compromise ourselves. How do we self-sabotage? How do we get in our own way? Have a look at that, just to see what you come up with there. So that's sort of helping us to free ourselves from keeping ourselves safe with ourselves and not feeling unsafe with ourselves. And when we do this, it's quite powerful work. It can be really, really liberating when we get out of our own way. Another thing is, how do we communicate with ourselves? Do we communicate with ourselves like a friend or like someone who loves us? Or do we criticize ourselves? Do we sort of condemn ourselves? Do we feel contemptuous of ourselves? Do we even hate ourselves at the end of the day? Or do we love ourselves? So that's another good question to ask ourselves. How do we speak to ourselves? Do we speak to ourselves in a loving way and compassionate way? Or are we self-critical and judgmental? Do we love ourselves? That's a really, really biggie there. Do we love ourselves or not? Or do we half love ourselves, and for the rest of the time we start doing that finger wagging and start telling ourselves off for not being perfect, not looking the way we should, not behaving the way we should? All those shoulds that we tell ourselves can often get in the way because we don't feel good, and it tends to lower our frequency and make us feel bad about ourselves. And the last key point that I will make here is for us to think about is, do we have a safe relationship with ourselves, or do we make ourselves feel unsafe? Do we compromise our own safety through our own behaviour? So I want to leave those points with you today and your little bit of homework, which you can do or not do. It's perfectly okay. No one's going to know. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you like it. And I'll see you next time. Take care, stay safe, and very happy. Bye-bye.